Hey everybody, Garrison here. Coming back with the Bant deck that we played last week, but I ended up playing it at F&M. Did fairly well. I believe 3-1. I believe that's what it ended up doing. Or might actually been 3-0-1. I'm not 100% sure. So it did very well. Changed a couple cards, and the reason I changed a couple cards of this is that we had the reset that happened and play a little bit. We didn't play a ton of ranked last season, so I want to say that I ended up somewhere in the ballpark of like gold 3 at the end of the season. Just really wasn't having a ton of fun. Play this a little bit, but best of one is really where you have to be to grind, and I didn't start early enough and didn't feel like pushing hard the end of the month, especially being gone for a good portion of that month, or last month. So here we are, and we came back. We decided when the new season started that I think I ended up in bronze to start the season, and just decided that I was going to play best of 3 ranked last week. Try to get some play in, just to play some decks that I felt like I might see, and then also thinking and potentially playing this deck at F&M. So I believe if you watched the other video, you'll notice we had 3 Paradise Druids because we did not have, and I still don't have or own the 4th Jailer Ranger. So and then a couple of things we changed some lands in the way that we're here, but as of today we actually hit mythic. So I've been grinding since last, I believe, Saturday night for roughly 3 to 4 hours in the evening. So, and it's currently Thursday, and we about 9ish or something like that. We hit mythic about 2 hours ago, so only really played for about an hour tonight once we got home and did everything I needed to do. So I guess going over the fact that like they did play this in almost entirely in best of 3, I believe through Diamond and through whatever. So yeah, I believe the last 2 tiers we played best of 3. So we did mostly play in gold in best of 3, but we did play some best of 1 and kind of tossed it up between silver and bronze. Just gonna play in whatever it was. So for every win, especially like starting to cruise through things, so best of 1's the best way to play that. But we actually had a bad part. The last 3 days, we've been stuck in Diamond 1. And the bad part about that is that we've actually been, I've gone to bed every night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, being in Diamond 1 with 1 match left to play. So like I said, I've been playing best of 3, so if I won 1 more match when I got home from work, or won that first match, that would have been mythic. And immediately we'd always just lose 1, and then win 1, and then probably lose 2, and actually dump back into Diamond 2 a couple of times. So tonight I got home and I had 1 match to win, and went backwards 1, then back up 1, and decided that I wanted to try something. And a lot of people have been playing Vivian's Arcbow, and it's kind of funny because you always draw Paradise Druid in multiples, which is okay. It works fairly well with things like Hydra Crisis, which you see I'm also running 3, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I figured that Vivian's Arcbow was pretty good. If you landed on 2, it's something else that they have to deal with, or you can fetch the Shalad, deal with a couple other things that are out there. There's generally not a way to deal with it, but here we are. And then once you get into, or I should say once I got into the lower diamond tiers, so I was actually, when I say lower tiers, it was actually 2, 3, and 4 I faced a lot of Command the Dread Horde and a lot of the Simic Steal Your Stuff deck, whatever you want to call it, Mind Control. So I was playing one Tristani in the sideboard and figured that, well, if we've got, if we're boarding it in every single match, which was almost always every single match, let's just shave a card and put Tristani in the main board. And it turns out that I then immediately, once I shaved it, I shaved one Hydrocrisis, because generally you're casting Hydrocrisis for, X equals 3-4, hopefully, and hopefully more than that. But so it's still relatively a 5 or 6 drop when you're casting it. And I felt Tristani was pretty good, especially that Cast Down is the premium removal card in a lot of the Command the Dreadhorde decks. So it just works better than having the Hydrocrisis. But then immediately also played like 2 mono red decks back to back and hit the Tristani. The 4 toughness was huge, and then making 2 2/2s from the buff and gaining some life actually won me those matches. Not only the games, but the matches. So that comboed with Shalai was pretty good. Then they can't kill the Tristani, and then this is here. So, but playing through those 2, I actually walked through Diamond 4 and 3 in one day, and then or one night I should say, and then Diamond 2 up to Diamond 1 in a day, and then and part of the way through Diamond 1 kind of teetered up and down. So but that's where it's at. So I guess the new changed deck list, the way that it sits here, and again, this is how I played it to get to Mythic here on Arena. Just the simple fact that there is a lot of decks that interact in other ways. So this may not be best as in paper. And I actually feel like you probably don't play some of this stuff in paper. Or at least the way that it is here. Unless, your bet at your LGS is quite a bit of, Command the Dreadhorde style stuff. Or a lot of red. Mono red, seems really good against mono red. But there are some cuts that you would have to make, some other things you have to change here. So, again, it's just 4 Land Wells, 4 Merfolk Branchwalker. It's 1 Paradise Druid for that little bit of hexproof ramp. 4 Wild Growth Walker. This is playing 2 Vivian's Arcbow, 3 Hydroid Krasis, 2 Jade Light Ranger, 3 WD Tension, 3 Vivian Champion of the Wilds, 3 Teferi Time Raveler, 1 Shalai. This is pretty good even as a 1-of. 3 God Eternal Ketra, 1 Tristani Discordant, 2 Vivian Reed. And then the land base is kind of set up like this. Now, there may be some things that you change. So, like the Glacial Fortress, you actually, I think, drop down to 2 Glacial Fortresses and go up to a 4th Temple Garden. Again, I don't have... Only reason, I don't have the 4th Temple Garden. And I don't have the rare to actually craft it. So, this is kind of where we're at. The sideboard is different here than it was when I played the FNM, and I'll tell you why. The reason being that I actually changed one thing. The Tristani is in my sideboard, and the 4th Krasis I'm playing in paper, because there is no Command the Dreadhorde, and like aside from the one mono red player that's kind of out there and showed up last week and the week before, I don't have to really worry about that. So I actually cut the Tristani out of my sideboard. And played something else, I believe it was, and I wish I could tell you. You can go back, I believe I have a link to that. It could also possibly be that I cut the Shalai, but, or maybe it is this way. Actually, it might be this. It might be different from the way that I was, to be honest, because 2nd Lyra, I think, is what I put in. 2 Lyra, I think, is right. The 1 just dies in control against control matchups, so it's pretty good. It's the softest card in the sideboard. The one that I don't bring in that often is actually probably Prison Realm. It's good. I just don't think it's that great. We're not really playing a control deck, even though with the Frilled Mystics and the negates, we're okay. But so that's the way. This deck actually shaped up, and we'll actually go some traditional rank here. So you see, not lying here that we actually did make this to Mythic, and this is also the first time that I hit Mythic. I have never felt the need or wanted to grind, so I just kind of did this time around. Not sure how much I'll play now from out of here, and this is kind of the trash that has set us back on when we're getting to through Diamond. So we actually keep 6 here. No white, which is really hard, but hopefully with the Branch Walker we can the Branch Walker we go full, but white land. So that is what makes the Paradise Druid really good, for the simple fact that Paradise Druid makes that 1 mana of any color, and it has hexproof. And when Paradise Druid gets paired with Vivian, Champion of the Wilds, 2/1 with Vigilance, hexproof, and Reach that adds 1 mana of any 1 mana of any color is really good. So it looks like we're playing against Esper, which is not the greatest of matchups for us. But I'm gonna bet that they either have the Thief of Sanity, or they have we'll bet that, or they have Hero in their hand already, so they don't want that to get deputied. It is possible that we're playing against see, there's Thief, the Esper Dreadhorde style list. We need to hit land here. That is not a land. That really does stink. We can pressure them. Let's drop this arc bow. We need a white land pretty badly here. Our opponent drawing our cards is also pretty wrong. Best part about it is there is a Tristani in the deck, and when they go to play our stuff, if we can actually draw the Tristani, we can actually kind of counteract that Thief there. So it's pretty cool. So do we get in for 6 and cast Arc Bow? I think we do. I think we just try to get in for 6. We might end up actually just getting in for 3 here. Yeah. Tyrant Scorn, eat my dude. Yeah, that's fine. So we really badly stopped drawing lands. What did we had 2 in opener, and Samala got a 6. Right, had 2 in our opener. Yeah, this game's just over with.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Yeah, it's fine. Move on to the Arc Bow. Hits me with the Thief of Sanity. They just keep hitting. Yeah, so we've hit the Explore Core package, which is not very good. I mean, it's great if you hit it, but nothing to do. So it's all right. Hopefully we can get out. This is kind of different with mainboard Knight of Grace, but we're playing Mythic, so yeah. So being that we're playing in Mythic, people are playing a little bit different decks, trying a couple of different things out that maybe they wouldn't do otherwise. So we just take 5 here. We gained enough with the Wild Growth Walker. So this is unfortunate. We definitely need a white land. Really need a white land here. So if we draw plains, we can play. Yeah, that's not gonna work now. So if we draw plains, we can play Shalai. Ooh, that stinks. And we're just, yeah, we're not even gonna. They saw enough of our deck. They know what we're playing. I'm not gonna set this up. So, all right, playing against Espers is kind of difficult, especially because there's a couple different Esper builds out there right now. So, my package is actually traditionally the counters. This one is going to be kind of odd because if depending on the player, if they don't think that we are playing a lot of flyers, or a lot of removal, they will leave the Thief of Sanity in, which is where Vivian Champion of the Wilds becomes really good because giving everything reach is amazing. And Vivian Reed, I actually don't like too much. Simple fact that they're 5. So, but if they do Thief Sin, Tristani is really good. Hydro Krasis, though, I do not believe is that great. So we're actually cut the Krasis, and we're just gonna shave off of the Explore Core package here, and try to see if we can't make this work. Since there's not really too many great cards, and nothing's really horrible that we want to draw, shaving down is probably the better thing. We're not just removing something 100%. And we can end up with something that's similar to this. Sure, we'll keep this. We don't have Mystic mana, but we do have turn 1 Elf into turn 2 Vivian Champion of the Wilds. So, I do have that, which is pretty good. Now we have blue, double blue, so we have Mystic. But I want to... So here's going to be the problem. We're going to do this. We're going to hide a creature. We're probably going to get Thought Erasure. That's actually really good. So if they go turn 2 Thought Erasure, which seems like Esper always has. Yep. They'll take the Frilled Mystic, which is fine. So they don't want to have it countered, or have anything countered, so I don't have to worry about that. We are going to play, though, like, we have a Frilled Mystic sitting back, just in case.
I've seen puppies whine less than you.
Now, if they go to kill something, this is great, because we can flash in the Shalai. No, we can't, because I lied, because we have a Sun Petal Groves in there. So, if they go to kill something, it's just dead. Yeah, that's fine. We're just do this. Yeah, we'll bend that. I don't really care about that one. And we immediately draw another one. So, we'll play this, because now we have Shalai available to us.
All things begin and end.
So, if we get back to the bottom of our deck, we want those 2 there. So let's take the Forest, which really stinks, but... no attacks, because Knight of Grace has First Strike. So, we'll see what they have here, what they got going on. Just takes... Do I let her just die? I can't let her die, actually. So... We're going to pass the blockers, and we will throw the elf under the bus. Oh well. Too bad, so sad. Attack, yeah, and that's where we're gonna pull the trigger on the Shalai. So if they brought in Essence Scatters, we're gonna get owned here, which they very well may have. They also may have brought in Negates. So now our opponent really thinks that, like, this is a card that we're really trying to protect, that we don't want them to take, since we know, like, they got these 2, or the simple fact that, like, you have Tyrant Scorn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Now they get to take the Shalai. Yep, didn't see that one coming. It's alright. give this thing vigilance.
Let me show you what was lost.
And play that tapped. They just always got it. They always have the answer. It's Esper for you, I guess. So yeah, I think we just do this because if they're gonna kill it, they're gonna kill it anyway. So we just try to let the Vivian live. So next turn we can actually minus the Vivian. Okay. Minus the Vivian to try to find something, and then hopefully hit a.
There is wonder in a blade
That's
of
Fro
grass.
Mystic. Yeah, that's interesting. So, what do we want? Do we want to leave up the Fro Mystic, or do we want to leave? Man, that's so bad. Because, like, we could leave up Fro Mystic, or we don't. I think we leave up Fro Mystic, and we let the Deputy take the Jade Light. I mean, they're shocking into play. They have two plays, right? Yeah, attack for 3, no blocks. Sure. So this is kind of funny because, yeah, they shocked into play for 6, so they actually, I wonder, 1, 2, 1, I wonder if they have a removal spell plus, okay, so, blue, blue, green, green, yeah, this is fine.
I didn't
Alright,
do hell
so
to
give this thing
rescue.
vigilance. The Sobs are hostage taker from...
You think nature is kind?
And, yep, we'll go ahead and try and Mystic that. We might have double Mortify. Auto Tapper is really crappy also, which sucks, but it's the way it is. Have had multiple times where, like, this has been my, I'll have like 2 Hallowed Fountains or something like that, and it'll tap the Sun Petal Grove instead of the 2 Hallowed Fountains, so, like, can't cast the green spell that's there, which really stinks, but hey, it happens. So, okay, so we're gonna lose the Vivian, but we're alive. We're at
Since
10.
every defeat is a new beginning.
Kind of gives away. Catcher's really good right now. Nope, I lied. And we're just going to flood out. It's unfortunate because that's kind of the way that things have gone. I did win my first match when I made it into ranked. I'm kind of glad that I didn't record it too because it went like an hour or almost. Believe we were to time possibly, or getting close to the countdown timer. Through 2 games actually. It's fairly back and forth, or it might have been 3. Yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A billion. Good game. We died to flood. Which really kind of stinks, but there's nothing we can do about that. It happens. So unfortunately, though, we're 99. We won our first match. It was fine. We're 98 because they were at 96, I guess. So this is the way that works. So we'll try to see if we can't get back up there. We really want to. I want a number, but at the same time, not really that concerned, I guess, that we'll be too worried about it. So Alright, so we are playing somebody who is ranked in the top 1,000. So, it's kind of shaky. We're on the play. Let's see what we can do. I actually want to play this. Yeah, I'll get away, little scorpion. And that would be a good reason why. So, J-Lay Ranger, come on, 4-3. Yep. One of the better things that you can do on turn 2, although it probably gets eaten by, we're going to find out here because we're going to play this Teferi. So if they're going to kill our J-Lay Ranger, they got to kill it now. Okay. That's alright, we get in for 5. I think we want to attack with the elf. We're not going to cast Krasis for 3. I want to cast Krasis for 4 or better. Because it blocks just about everything through here. It also, I guess, Krasis for 3 gets past Cry the Canarium. This thing is really an issue against Massacre Girl. Although not right now because there's no 2 toughness creatures out there, but and our opponent is already roping, which is funny. Seems kind of odd. Just using all of their time to make their decision, I guess. Right before they use... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of odd there. So we're going to play that tapped. End the turn. Not 100% sure. Yeah, turn score. I did have a match earlier where... Well, that stinks. So 1, 2, so this is for 3. We'll just give her the W attention. It's really bad against Basilica Bellhaunt. No, come on. 4-4. The response to the game has seemed fairly laggy. I'm not sure why all of a sudden, just out of the blue, it's like that. So they'll play Teferi and talk
Right
the
on
Hydra
schedule.
Krasis, yeah.
Let's take it back.
So they can't attack with the Bellhaunt, so now a Deputy would be really good, but of course we won't hit that. So we'll play the Aketra. There's also something to be said about holding your Llanowar Elf late in the game. If you're drawing to an Aketra, and that's your out, like, Aketra followed by Llanowar Elf, you know, it's just a good 6-mana play. So you're relatively putting, what, 11 power on the board? So, yeah, they're going to
Sorry I'm late.
tuck the Oketra.
Time is much more
We're
mountain
making them burn
than
through
you
the
think.
Teferi. I think it's okay. We just need to draw gas here. We need creatures. We didn't, though. We drew Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. And this is where things are going to get awkward because I need Vivian to live. And I don't want, like...
Wild animals I like. People,
Actually,
not so
that's
much.
fine. I think that's okay. We're going to take the
I've seen
Oketra.
puppies whine less than you.
And... no attacks. Flash an Oketra end of turn. Hopefully it lives. Hopefully not screw this thing up either. And hopefully it does get bounced to our hand. Yeah, that's kind of a problem, so we're going to float a green.
Hold that thought.
It should ask us to move to combat, and we'll have to flash the Oketra in at that point. Yeah, the Oketra's not in our hand. So there's a common, like, and I shouldn't say it's common, I guess, as for players, but I've seen it a lot where that's been the problem. They've gone Thought Erasure after you Vivian, thinking that because in Arena it puts it close to your hand, and they don't realize that, you know, like in Paper Magic, you put it off to the side. So there's just some different things happening there. We'll go ahead and play this land. Yeah, we're actually gonna give Oketra Vigilance.
Tear it down. Tear it all down.
And she's going to attack Teferi. So we eat the Bell Haunt, which is pretty good. And then they can't do, like, do they flip? Yeah, they're going to flip the Azcanta, which really kind of stinks, but, like, it's just got, I mean, it's something we have to fight through. If they have Azcanta super quick, yeah, we'll go ahead and push this in. Have to. We'll make that 4/4. They can't answer both things. So, and we do still have the Vivian, so we can actually dig. Do we want... We'll just leave that there.
I am not going to sit this one
I
out.
don't think there's a reason to do anything. So Little Teferi actually has to pop the Oketra back to our hand for them to do anything. And yeah, so they bounce the 4/4. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, hero. Man,
Let's do this again.
they just got it all. Okay, so it's a good thing we left the Jade Light Ranger there.
You need to slow down.
That stinks because, so we're going to. So who do would we rather kill? I think we'd rather kill this Teferi. This one doesn't do anything right now. It just really doesn't. And then we're gonna have to fight the Azcanta. Yeah, library, please. We will play that. There's no point in leaving, especially in known lands, no point in leaving them in your hand. So let's hope that they whiff here. They whiffed. It is going to be an issue, so, like,
Oh, I've done
they're
the
going to
hero
take
thing
the
before.
Oketra
Keep
out of
up
our
the pace.
hand. Pretty crappy. Especially because, like, we can't cast it. Ooh,
Right
even
on
better. They're going to get a choice of Jade Light or Oketra.
That's more like it.
So, what? Yep, my turn. Fired off. If they drew a second Thought Erasure, that's just horrible for us. They didn't. So, we'll go ahead and do this. We'll leave the Vivian because the Vivian digs us into so many more creatures. So,
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
it's pretty good. We need Fade removal spells, like, and I don't see it happening. Narset, sure, that's fine. It's not great, but we need to get this Teferi off the board. And do they have the land?
No time for a break.
See if they have land. So they have the land, they have the Jade Light. Yeah, we're probably pretty well locked out of here. Let's see if they have. Yeah, they don't. Okay, so they don't have the veto. We
How
can
this thing
either
goes
destroy the Oath
is
of
up to
Kaya,
you.
which isn't doing anything for us right now, and we just dig.
You can't stop
We have
nature.
4 mana Deputy Detention. And then we're going to Deputy the Teferi, which really stinks, but
I suppose that's how it was meant.
got no choice. And if they kill this Deputy, yeah. Okay, so we're done here. We just go to the next game and hope that things turn out a little bit better, I guess. So they're playing full complements of Planeswalkers. We also want the Binding, because the Binding's really good. And, again, the Mystics. I think Vivian Reed actually gets cut, so does the Tristani. Again, you know, when I was talking about the differences between Esper and there's different builds running around out there. Arcbow, I think, could be really good. The simple fact that it gets around Little Teferi. You don't have to worry too much about it. So we're going to trim a couple of things here. Shalai is probably pretty good. I don't know how great it really is. Deputy. Yeah, I think we'll cut a Deputy. So Deputy's good. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I really like the card. It just when your damage is, or when killing a creature, if it's not like damage based and it's just straight removal, that becomes an issue for us. So yeah, we have the one of Binding. So we'll get this out. Next turn, Sunpetal Grove, play Branchwalker. And hopefully we don't flood out super hardcore here. This would really stink. And looks like we're going to. So, not sure what I did to make the Magic Gods upset, but turns out, looks like I did. So, do we want to draw the veto? I think we just attack. So if they kill the Branchwalker, we're safe to play Vivian. And that's what we really want to happen. Like, we want to start playing on their end step, if possible. Granted, it's only creatures, so right now it's only Oketra that could do it with, but it's still just way better than playing on our own turn or into open mana every single turn, which is going to happen, especially after like turns 3 and 4, unless they have just haymakers. So and yeah, I think we're gonna slam the Vivian here. Probably gets countered. Yeah. But if they slam the Teferi, it's really hard. Yeah, they slam the Teferi, box the Branchwalker.
I'm known for my
what does
expert
become
fight.
really hard is that they have Teferi 5, and we can't play on our own, or we can't play on their turn at all. So we just have to Binding this.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Hopefully, hopefully that works out okay. Yeah, the Erasure. I think they take the Oketra, since we're at Oketra this turn. So it's just one of those things that we have to... Oh, take Throw Mystic, I guess. So they want us to play Oketra, so they have a way to kill Oketra then. Which is super bad for us. Oh. Maybe should have left the Throw Mystic up. I guess it wouldn't matter. Ooh, we drew Throw Mystic. So we're going to play this and just pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And that's what we're hoping for. So they're going to tuck the Binding and put that at the bottom, so that I totally played the wrong card there. Stinks, because I really want to play the Oketra. That's what not paying attention does for you. Especially when you're trying to talk. Ooh, Liliana.
I am the master here. Let's reduce the battle to
Alright,
shambles.
so... we have to hope that they don't, like, command the Dread Horde here. That's fine. So they're not playing the command version, it looks like.
And prepare.
Which is, oddly enough, ran up against a couple of Esper that were command the Dread Horde. I like you. I like
This looks
seeing
like a fun
you
toy.
draw Teferi off of Narset. And not playing Teferi 5. Don't want to see big Teferi. Yeah, so I'll set to my hand. So we're going to go ahead and play. Yeah, one off from playing the Shalai, which really kind of stinks, but gives them another turn to be able to find big Teferi. So if they get the big Teferi, they get to tuck the binding. Then they get to bounce the Oketra. They get to make a bunch of dudes. So hopefully, yeah, it looks like, are they drawing Mortify here? No, they are playing Command the Dread Horde.
Beasts are much more reliable.
That really stinks. So,
Thank me later. Reverse.
yep. We're probably just dead here. So they
You
get
fight
draw
like a
back
city brat.
a bunch of cards. They're at 5. It's Fairy Tux, yep.
This might be a bad idea.
That's fine. Unfortunately, Liliana's at 4 here. So we can play Oketra Shalai. That actually protects the Oketra from this. So because each player sacrifices 2 creatures, I can sacrifice the Shalai and this, or maybe I just sack these 2. They just sack these 2. Because this actually gets topped.
We need to move quickly.
Oh, that stinks. Gain 2, draw a bunch of cards. Yep, we'll take action here.
I'll find a use for you. Waste not, want not.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Right.
8,
Let me
9.
show you what was lost.
And there's probably no way out of this. So 5, 6, 7. Just max value on this thing. Gain some life, draw some cards, get a 7/7, I guess. They're gonna kill it because they of course have removal. Yeah. Oh, forgot Narset's in play, everybody. That really stinks.
Mysteries of life are endless.
So it happens. I'm not a professional Magic
I'll
player,
protect you.
and that goes to another point to prove too that just because you're mythic does not
Let's
mean
skip
that
to the good part.
you play perfectly or that you are a pro player. So I never once claimed to be, and still claim to not be, and this is where we're at. So I think this binding probably buys a counter here. Is it, what do we have? Binding Shalai, or Binding Oketra. This is really weird, this bug that they got going on here.
They do say that
Yeah.
with you.
So we're gonna go ahead and just set that up because there's nothing we can do there. So we're killing our mythic rank. But okay, I guess that's it. Also, notice prepping for the event that's coming up here, because I really like counters and proliferate and want to see something done with that. But we'll see. We'll get to that hopefully later this week. But there you go. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to in these couple of matches. But like I said, we did get to Mythic with it. Maybe it's not the deck to be playing in Mythic, because there is what looks like a bunch of Esper Dreadhorde decks, or Esper themselves, which I do consider to be one of the probably better decks, if not the best deck in Standard right now. Probably overall, both in Arena and in Paper. So there you have it. Gives you an idea, and hopefully you try it out if you have the stuff. Maybe you make it to Mythic as well, or grind it off if you haven't before. So until next time, I guess there it is, and have some fun. We'll see you later.